Welcome back guys to another Android development tutorial. Today we'll be talking about strings localizing. Strings localizing is the process in which we'll take our strings.xml file and we'll give it an equivalent in a different file for a different language, which will enable us to support different languages. For instance, if we want our app to support both English and the French languages, we need to create two different strings.xml files, one for the English language and the other one for the French language. We'll be creating a simple app with two text views that will demonstrate our use case. So let's get started. The first thing I've created is a simple layout in the activity main that contains two text views. The first display is username and the other one display password. As you can see, we have warning on both of them, and this is due to the fact that we haven't saved them to the strings.xml file. We can resolve them by pressing the Alt Enter and extracting the string alongside with a resource name. We'll do it both for the username and password. So now if we go to the strings.xml file, we can see we have the app name, which is irrelevant for our use case, and the username and password. Now we'd like to create a different file for a different language. We can simply do it by using the Open Editor, which will open the translation editor. As you can see, we have our strings, their location, and their values. Now, if we want to add a localization for a different language, all we need to do is press this icon, add local, and simply scroll through until we find the language that we want. We can also type Hebrew. Select it, and now as you can see, we have an option to add values for the Hebrew language as well. If we go into our directories, as you can see, there is a new folder that's been added alongside with the values that contains only one file, the strings.xml. Alright, if you go here, as you can see, all we have is the app name for now. So now if we give a different value for the username, for instance and save it, this is how you say username in Hebrew, and password, and go back to our strings file, as you can see they've both been added. Now if we run our app, the text that will be displayed in the activity main that's associated with both of the text will be determined based on the device language. So let's run it and see what happens. As you can see, the text that is being displayed is username and password. And this is due to the fact that the device language is set to English. If we'll change it to Hebrew, we'll see that the text will change. Let's see. Now you can see both the username and passwords are displayed based on the values that we've provided for the Hebrew XML file. One important thing to notice is that the app name remained the same in both cases. And that's because normally app name remains the same in different languages. Now, there might be cases in which there are some strings you don't want to translate. For that, we can do one simple thing. We can go back to our translation editor by going to the strings.xml file, one of them, Open Editor, and as you can see, we have a checkbox here that states untranslatable. If we'll check it, as you can see, we get an error here, and that's because we provided a translation for that. We can simply delete it, and that's it. So remember, if there are some strings you don't want to translate, all you can do is either check it here or in your main strings.xml file, add the attribute translatable false. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and it was helpful for your purposes. If you liked it, please subscribe, give it a like, and comment below what you want to see next. See you next time.